All right, so in this video, I'm going to be going over the first half of 2025, and then I'm also going to be going over June's income report as well. So this is our profit and loss statement by month. I'm going to zoom it in a little bit so you guys can see it a little better. There we go. That should look a lot better. And you can see we've had that trajectory that I talked about pretty much in all my income reports of that downward trajectory for income. So we went from Amazon 20,000, 19, 18, 14, 13, and then in June we had 10,500. Reason for that is because of those reviews dropping from 4 to 3.5 to 3-star reviews. We jumped back up to 3.5-star appearance, but now we're back down to the 3-star appearance. So that's been the decline there. But what we did is we started focusing on income or on profit instead of loss. And so even though you can see here our gross profit did go down a little bit, quite a bit actually, like almost 40, 30, 35%, but our cash flow actually did go up a little bit. And I'll show you that here in just a little bit. But overall, you can see our net income went from this nice break even to now more of an actual positive profit. And so you can see 1,300, negative 1,300, 500, 300. And then we started focusing more on just getting more cash flow, which was the 3,400 and the 1,900 right here. So total is about 6,200 in profit, but a lot goes into profit and loss. As you guys know, there's amortization in there. There's a lot of depreciations in there as well. So overall, we're pretty happy with how this account's going. So we're at about 110,000 for the half. And so we'll probably finish somewhere around 175,000, depending on how that new launch goes. And so hopefully the new launch goes really well and we end up over 200,000. I have a lot of confidence in the new product. I didn't have a lot of confidence in the current products that we have to scale. And that kind of shows as we look at the profit and loss. Let me close this and I'll show you the big thing. Let's see, of course, it always signs me out right when we get into it. So let's sign back in. And I want to go over to here. So this is our statement of cash flow. And so the big thing here that I want to point out is that even with the promissory note, we had a net cash increase for the first half of the year by 10,000. And so that's pretty big. So 10,000, that's an increase from the period before. So Q3 and Q4 of last year, we have $10,000 more in cash flow as a result of that. And you can see we ended up with a lot of cash at the end of the period, which is why we're going to invest that cash into a new product launch here pretty soon. Right now, we are getting the product tested to get the certificate of analysis, because even though our manufacturer provides us with a certificate of analysis, Amazon needs it in 3 companies. And so we look for their 3 companies to help with that. And so that's our statement of cash flow. And then we'll go into this, and you can see that we really started focusing on cash flow in Q2. And we ended up with about 15,324. Let me make that a little bigger for you all. And so you can see right here, that cash flow period of around 24,600 compared to the previous, which was negative 7,000. So a lot more cash flow, but the cash flow statement shows that as well. But yeah, you can see that increase in cash flow from 9,300 in the Q1 to 15,347. Although our profit, or our revenue dropped by 33%, we were still able to increase cash flow by $6,000, which was huge just by decreasing that taco. So we just toned down the aggressiveness a little bit more. And you can see we're still kind of on that same trajectory for this quarter with about $1,000 to $1,300 in profit pretty much every week. And that takes care of all our bills and it takes care of our note. And so we're going to continue doing that. We're not making many changes to this. It's just kind of rolling along. We maybe work on this business anywhere from 10 minutes to 30 minutes a week. And that's mostly like customer service, writing an email. I'll look at the ads, but I don't do many changes because the ads are just kind of running at the same ROAS that they are, and it keeps us consistent at this profit number. And then we just try to stay in stock, which isn't that hard because Reflux Essentials it's got a lot of stock. And so unfortunately, we're not meeting that sales velocity, but we did decrease the price of it just to try to get it to move a little faster, which gave us the strike through price. But yeah, that's pretty much the income report. If we jump into just June, we kind of went over it in the profit and loss, but it was 12,319 on Amazon and then about 3,000. So a total of about 15,300 on Amazon and Shopify. and it's good. I mean, we're not trying to push this product anymore, and it's just kind of there, just kind of making money. And then some other news, Dr. Barry's is getting a new product like we talked about, but we also went under LOI for another brand that we're looking to acquire. That brand's doing around $1.4 million top line and about 250 to 400,000 in SDE. We don't know that yet because we're still doing a quality of earnings analysis. We have the numbers from the seller. That's what we built the LOI around. And then now we're actually building our own SDE to figure out where he's really at. We have him closer to 250 to 300. He's closer to 350 to 400. Regardless, the offer's on the table, and we'll probably stick with the original offer. And we're pretty excited about it because it's going to be a much bigger business than this. It's got about 7 products, and 4 of those are selling really well. And we're just going to expand on those products, and we're going to take you guys on the journey as well.